Wait. Oh. Let's get started so we can end this on time. Welcome. Let's do that again. I can't hear it. Uh-oh. You playing the thing? Why you don't hear it? Okay, do it again. No, remember it's like how I did the very first time. I can't hear it. Kay, can you hear it?
You doing the song with? No, I can't hear it.
Yeah, do it. Remember how like I did it the very first time?
Yeah, we heard it. We heard it the first time. I don't know how I can hear you.
You hear me talking?
I hear you talking, but I can't hear the sound bowl. Dang.
Well, maybe we'll just talk today. All right. Okay, it's just that it's low. I can hear it's low. Also, you know what? When I put it to the phone in my ear, I can hear it. Okay, because I don't have the mic, so it's okay. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to cheat you guys of that part, but you know I'm not in my normal setup. The next one, this time for real, the next one I should be in Nigeria, so I have my setup. And this time around we're here. You know I'm still in DC. Had to extend my stay a bit because of our new regulations. So the dual citizen pass, the dual citizen travelers. We all have to realize that we can go somewhere, but we might can't come back. We can go somewhere, but we might not be able to return. So, on that note, I had to go ahead and just for safety's sake, go ahead and get a visa. Spend a lot of money.
Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do, and it is what it is. So.
Be all right.
I'm gonna be all right. Yeah. And so I appreciate you, beautiful ladies, for chiming in with me today. Hi, welcome Amber, welcome Kay, welcome Chioma, welcome Sister E, Big Sis E, welcome Nkiru, the Do It All lady, my sis and cuz. So as other people chime on, I might just stop and greet them, but for the most part, we'll keep the discussion going. Today is Sunday, the 23rd, and the topic of today, this is the ninth week, you guys. This is week, well, it's been more weeks because we extended the time. We made it every other week. But this is the ninth session. Ninth session. Woo, woo. Look, I kept with something. No, I got it. The number 9 year. That's a powerful year. This is number 9 year, the year of the snake, year of transformation, year of great things coming for you, and you. This is going to be a powerful year, and we grab it, manifest. We are holding on to what is for us. It's just an amazing opportunity to just be all that you can be and to take that promise that God has for you. It's not going nowhere. It is right there. I mean, absolutely, right? Don't you feel it? Like I'm really, really feeling in my spirit that all the promises are going to be fulfilled. It is time. It is time. It is time. So I'm just grateful to have my beautiful ladies on. And, I just want to talk a little bit about the purpose of this group, and it's funny because it actually started when my sister Kay was, we were like making plans for the year and like, okay, we got some events coming up. And then she was like, all right, Maka, you in charge of our mental health. You're going to be the mental health person. So pick a time that you're going to do your session. And when she said that, I was like, you know what, let me take the challenge and really do it, because I've always said I wanted to have a sister group. And, I'm always celebrating my amazing sisters all over the world, all over the globe, my wonderful connection with beautiful ladies who are talented, brilliant, smart, like from all kinds of like amazing professions, and to even those of us who are in the background sometimes. So we in the forefront to the background, but we're mothers, we're artists, we're creatives, we're writers, we're teachers. We are, just lending our heart, lending our hand to give. And especially as black women or African women of color, it's ethnic women, it's really like the giving doesn't stop. We have different ways of doing the nurturing, but it's in us and it's not going anywhere. And sometimes we forget to be great. We within us internally forget to, do for us, to love on us and to check on us, self check. To make sure that you're doing your self check, So I just felt it's very important, very necessary for us to find a way to come together. And we're just getting started. It's gonna shape and form. The time will change, dates might change. I want to have a group of you guys, especially like all you me now, can help in the plannings and the decision making and whatever is we have to do that's gonna work for everybody and stuff like that before it gets really busy. Because what I mean, once I start pushing and start getting out there and engaging more, it's gonna grow because I'm gonna grow and we're all growing. But this group, the number of people is gonna grow. It's gonna get too much for me, so I already know that this is just like a space for like it's like an incubation phase, you know. It's like having an incubation phase, the time to nurture the seed, to get used to the communication, get used to the time, the setup, and whatever we're doing. What I do like and what keeps me going is that at the end of every session, everyone feels happy, fulfilled, and like just kind of ready to take on the week. I feel like ahead, like I feel like it's people are happy. It's leaving people in good spirits. So I'm excited. Thank you, Owen. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to have this opportunity in this space. But today the topic of discussion. Oh, I think I usually put it in there for y'all in the chat. Let me drop this in the chat so you have something. Sports PDF. Nine. And so you'll have the notes and drop it in chat. The folder is my computer. Recent. There it is. Open it. I'm doing so many things like at the same time, and I'm super excited because y'all know I'm on my journey, heading back home. I appreciate you so much. Heading back home to Niger, and it's about time. It's overdue. It's time is overdue. Overdue for some projects that I kind of got started back home, and it's been a couple of years now, even since pandemic. A lot of things took place, and got started before pandemic, and then seasons changed, things happened. I lost my parents. So many things have happened over time. We had to care for our parents. I was like number two after E, just coming back home from wherever I'm at and being there to help out with their care. And it was a sacrifice because I had a booming career with even DJing was picking up, and I was like getting performing like all over the globe doing DJing, and I had to sacrifice some time and just kind of lean back, fall back a little bit, and be a caregiver to my parents and secure some things with the family and stuff. So now it's like God is just telling me, soar, keep going, seek, thrive, build and grow. And so I tap back into my social medias, reconnecting with my sisters from all over the world, and I wanted to have a platform where we can, have some private form of discussion and no judgment, just a platform to release and let go. And I feel like we're having that. I feel like we're having that. And I'm so happy that, you guys, my sisters, are taking the time to join me and be so supportive and come on every time you can. And we're here. But the discussion of today is going to be divine restoration. So, divine restoration, and in a sense that, I don't know if you heard, when you read the Bible and it says something about the Lord will restore the years that the locusts have eaten, right? It's actually there's another part right here. Okay, here it says, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten. The great locust and the young locust, the other locust and the locust swarm, my great army that I sent among you. You will have plenty to eat until you are full, and you will praise the name of the Lord your God, who has worked wonders for you. Never again will my people be shamed. And this just reminds me, that, sometimes we have a plan, maybe at 20, I'm like, oh, I want to be this, I want to be a big star, I want to do all these things, or, and by 30, you haven't seen it, by 40, you haven't seen it, and it's like, what? I just lived my life just to work for people? What happened? Then you have to wonder, and then did God take away my promise? No, that's not the case. Stick with it, stay strong, and stay connected to your dream, and never let go. Never let go. I would like us to begin with a centering breathing exercise. Ladies, you know how we do it. And I'm gonna try to be loud, but I know that the gong is like not that loud because I don't have my mic like normally set up. Should have I did that, but I didn't realize, and I'm not at home, so. But I'm at my sister's home, so I'm still at home. But I didn't remember to set up a mic. That would have been cool. But in the meantime, I think y'all can hear it lightly. And so I'm just gonna do a quick breathing exercise. 1 second, give me 1 second. I think they're gonna find the right. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, okay. To set the tone. Alrighty. And remember that restoration is not simply about fixing the past. It is about stepping into a new state of being. It is about remembering who we truly are, powerful, limitless, and deeply connected to the source of all creation, our Father, Abba, Father, God, Mother God, Spirit of the Most High, conscious, the divine loving essence, the spark of oneness where we come from. So, before we begin, let's take a few breaths in, and the breathing is going to be like 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, and 6 seconds out, and I'll try to kind of go along with this. And so inhale deeply. And when you inhale, imagine the divine, heavenly, golden light just coming into your being. Hold it and release for a few seconds. Allow yourself to simply be open and be receptive to love, to oneness, to connectedness, success, happiness. And when you release, let go of tension, anger, sadness, grief, fear. Just allow yourself to really be here and be open. Another breath in. Hold a few seconds. deep breath in and picturing this golden light coming into your heart space. And as you hold it, now release. And let's do one more last big breath in. Dreaming of all the great things and releasing what you don't need. Now, my beautiful ladies, Neville Gardner teaches us that our imagination is the key to transformation. Whatever we hold in our consciousness, whatever we assume to be true, it becomes our reality. And if we assume that we are broken, life will reflect brokenness. But if we assume that we are whole, already restored, life is going to mirror that truth. So tonight, we're going to explore what it means to shift into the reality where restoration has already taken place. If anyone is not aware of Neville Goddard, please look up that name, Neville. Goddard, Goddard. He is an amazing motivational speaker and teacher. I've been listening to his work for years and started listening to it again because somebody puts it online a lot, so I'm able to catch it because he's on YouTube a lot now, and it's really, really, really powerful, wonderful, like thoughts that he's like I guess a thought leader, and he comes up with things that even in your loneliness, you will realize that you're not alone, because of the way God is speaking to, especially us women, sometimes so single parents, if or even if you're not single, but you spend a lot of time alone because of the way life has it, that work life and things like that, and your partner not being available or traveling a lot, things like that, anything, you never know, or you having to travel a lot, so you spend a lot of time alone. But a woman in her loneliness is never alone, because that is the time when God has with her. That is the God hour. That is the moment. So never be afraid to be alone. Always, always, always hold on to that truth that God has for you, and hold on to your imagination, because in there is your transformation. In there is your transformation, and I know that I've done this before, where I really assumed my brokenness, and I didn't know why. I just couldn't get out of the stump. I couldn't bring myself out of inactivity and just feeling, alone or depressed, or like things just haven't happened. And I just couldn't. People would tell me, you're a big star. What are you doing? Like, what? I don't understand. Why are you? I couldn't see what people were saying to me. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't connect to it. I couldn't relate. It was just like, oh, it sounds easy to say, but there's so much, putting so many milestones in front of me, putting all these things because I wasn't seeing the oneness, the connectedness, the wholeness that we are as human beings on this planet. Please mute if you're not directly talking. Just mute. I think that's Charma. You gotta mute. Yeah. Um, yeah, mute your phone. Um, and so I invite you to share from the heart. That's like when I talk, I'm gonna always talk straight from the heart. Um, I've forgiven myself for my past, so I don't really care what people think anymore. So I don't have a problem with speaking, but I just want people to know that it's a non-judgment space. I don't ever feel that any of us have the right to judge another, and it's safer when you have a space where you can just speak freely, and it feels good sometimes, and it helps to heal. There's no right or wrong way to express yourself. It's just a space of acceptance. It's a space of love. My first question is what does divine restoration mean to you personally? I want to hear different perspectives, and does it feel like returning something you lost, or is it awakening something new? What do you think when you hear divine restoration? And if anyone's ready to speak, you can unmute.
Okay, divine restoration to me is about relying on the spirit or relying on your spiritual connectivity to build or to restore areas that maybe you feel have been jeopardized in some way or have been compromised or maybe not the same that it was at a point in time where you felt empowered in those areas. So I feel like it's a restoration that is spiritually, from what it sounds like you're saying, is that it's spiritually provided versus like, based off of like the works and the things that you try to do in your, physical
Yeah,
efforts, right?
yeah, yeah.
Build
Yes,
yourself up.
that's what's up.
So that's what it means to me. It's very faith based.
Yeah,
And then as you lean in on faith, you receive the, intuitive guides or guidances and, the restoration.
yes, ma'am. That's part of it. I like that. I love that. Lady J, anybody, Inky, anybody have anything to say?
Something.
I was trying to get off mute. I feel like whatever it is that you feel like you need to restore, or whatever it is that was the problem, it's like it's not the end, of your story. And then sometimes without realizing it, greater things are to come.
Right.
And so, you don't have to always look at whatever wounds you have or
Okay.
whatever your failures are, like that it just stops there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, within healing and identifying your whatever you may feel that's like your brokenness, it can become, you can change, the narratives can change, like within your story.
Right. I
So it's
like
kind of
that.
like a renewal
I like that. Yeah.
and a transformation.
Yep. That sounds good. Lady J, did you come off mute?
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to give respect to those who were speaking, but in regards to restoration, I definitely feel I kind of don't grasp the restoration aspect of it because it's more like a knowing. Because we live our lives in such an understanding, and then when we really understand who the Most High is, when we understand what He's doing in our lives, it's not necessarily a restoration; it is an unveiling. And the divinity of who God is, who the Most High is, and what we are, who we are, what we're doing, and the unveiling of what He has done or what He is doing in our space, in our lives, in our actions, and who we are. It's more like a revealing of who we are. It's a divine revealing of who we are. And with that, it just gives us an understanding of our intentions, understanding of our purpose, understanding of our actions, understanding of everything that we are doing. So the divine comes into this space, and we know that we are on course. We know that we are in intention. We know that we are in purpose. And with that divinity, we know that God is in control. God is in action of what we are doing. So the restoration isn't necessarily a restoration, it is an unveiling.
Nice.
And with that, it just gives me goosebumps because we think we know. We understand, we think we are in control,